Yep. How you doing?
Yeah. I know you got Bobby Wagner back, or KJ right back a couple weeks
Yes.
ago. But the play he made, tackle for loss, 7 tackles, did it kind of feel like he was really himself in this last game?
No question. Anytime you take that much time off, it's going to make you a little rusty. And KJ is a guy that's really, he pays attention to detail, and his game is very important to him to be clean and polished and at a high level. And we haven't really seen the best of him yet. He's still getting better, coming back to himself. But that was just a glimpse of what he brings to the defense.
To add a player of that caliber right before playoffs, what does that do for the defense?
No question. It just makes us stronger. It makes us better. I think our cohesiveness and our communication is a lot better when KJ's there. And there's no question he raises the level of the defense, both physically and mentally.
What was it like playing playoff games in Dallas back in the day?
Oh, that was a long time ago. They didn't have TVs back then, did they? No, they certainly didn't have computers and Netflix and all that. But the playoffs are a special time of the season. I think that the work you do during the season is to earn the right to play, in the playoffs. So it's an exciting time for the players and for the coaches to see what we've been able to earn. So it's exciting for us to get together and try to make this run.
Your former teammate said you were as good a tackler as he'd seen when he was playing. As a guy held in that kind of esteem, where would you rank Bobby?
Well, Bobby's pretty good. 5-time Pro Bowler. He's pretty good. He's continuing to get better. The great thing about Bobby, he's constantly improving, and his best football is still ahead of him. But to rate his tackling, he's really pretty close to 100. My nickname for him early in his career was always be 100, and in everything you do. So he's pretty close to 100 in his tackling.
What's the most impressive thing to you, as a guy that knows how to tackle, about his tackling?
Well, just his study habits, his attention to detail, his want to. He wants to be the best tackler. He wants to make all the plays, and he works to get to that point. A lot of people want to talk about being good and being a good tackler. He understands the work that the good tacklers do, and he does exactly that.
How's Jacob Martin grown for you into a role this year?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you've watched and seen, his growth from a young, first-time rookie to what he's doing now, and really honing in on his skills and developing his get-off, developing his pass rush, and really making an impact and carving out a role for himself on his team. So we're real happy with his development. And again, he's another guy that's another young guy, has a really big future.
Ken, what's the benefit of having seen Amari earlier in the year? I mean, the way he moves, get off the line of scrimmage. I know it's two different schemes, two different teams, but what's the benefit of having?
Well, I know Amari very well. We were in Oakland together, so I watched him come in and watched him in college. He's explosive, fast. He's a guy that can catch and run. He's a guy you throw the ball up. He comes down with it like a rebounder. He's a really, really good football player. So he's somebody we certainly have to know where he is at all times.
How different is their offense now than before when you played them and they didn't have to?
Well, that was a different time of the season. I think we both were at different places in our growth for the season. I think we're both two different teams right now. They've coming off a win streak, and the quarterback and the running back and the receiver and the whole offense is really clicking. It's really challenging for us to get this together. But it's going to be a really good game. But they've been effective. Certainly on the run, the quarterback has been very effective in the pocket and with his mobility. So, we have our work cut out for us.
Jaron has always been able to stop the run, but when did you notice that he might be this effective as a pass rusher?
Well, you could tell, the first day we started the off-season program, he wanted to be on third down. He wanted to be a dominant player that plays all 3 downs, and he was not, he wasn't shy about it, and he was willing to work for it. And he did all the things, worked with his coaches, came in extra, watched all the film, and just did all the things that the good players do to play every down. And now you see the benefits of his hard work.
Did you guys have to encourage him on that, or is that something he took personal pride?
Well, the good ones, you don't have to encourage. You just kind of guide him, and you let him go. And he's a guy that, he wants to be one of the best, and he's willing to work for it. You can see his development and where he's going with this.
How's he grown in the locker room around the defense as a leader, Reed?
He's just been solid. He's been there every day. He's been a guy that guys can lean on. He's been outspoken. He's been setting the tempo. You see he's consistently showing up at a high level every week, and the players, they follow. The players sit back and they see it. They follow good players, and they follow good attitudes, and his ability to continue over the season to play at a high level. And he and Frank really have worked together, and he's really been the run. And you always need a good, strong middle guy, a guy that really anchor the middle of the defense, the heart and soul. The nose guard. So he's a guy that certainly has been a guy that we certainly can depend on and lean on from day one to now.
Bobby Wagner has mentioned Brandon Mebane has liked the role that Reed is. Has he approached that in impact for you in the middle?
Well, Mebane has played a lot of years, and Reed is kind of embarking on his on what he can do. So he has a lot of football left, and he has a lot of growing to do. But he's certainly his arrow is certainly pointing up.
To get 24.5 sacks out of Frank and Jerry, coming into the season, maybe not knowing where you were going to get it all, with stuff and Mike not here. How big have those two guys been?
They've just been workhorses. They put the head down and just really been sitting in the film room, coming to practice, carrying over to the games, using everybody around them. It's the team defense. Obviously, sacks don't come by themselves. Great coverage coming with it as well. But I think the whole team has really been understanding how they are connected, and the group has been really amazing.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.